turned out for what we're expecting will be a sensational event here at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. 3.1 miles of track at Imola featuring 19 turns, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. Remember that Imola differs from most other Formula One tracks as it's taken anti-clockwise. Let's hope nobody forgets that today. The exit from turn 18 will probably be the setup for many of today's overtakes, leading as it does into the longest straight on the circuit, and it's only DRS zone. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Russell, Sergio Perez and Verstappen, Norris, Reed, Fernando Alonso and Valtteri Bottas, Ricciardo, Ocon, Mick Schumacher and Magnussen, Joe, Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda and Alex Albon, Latifi, Vettel, Oscar Piastri and Lance Stroll bring Anthony Davidson joins.
So welcome back, guys. Pretty weird race. It's gonna be a pretty weird race, but I hope that we can come on with the top 10. See if we can pull this off on the restart. Alonso's on mediums. So far, so good. A little bit of contact with Verstappen there. We gained 2 spots on the start of this race. Sitting in P6. Verstappen definitely wants his spot back where he started on the grid, but no, we are sending it in here. Hamilton blocked us. We got the run off the turn. We're going to dive one down the inside of Hamilton. We get Hamilton for P5, so we have stepped up here. So just to let you guys know, this season may be our only season we do in F1 22, because F1 23 will be out probably in the summer, and I think we'll get the whole schedule done. By F1, this F1 22 career mode, it's one season, so. But we definitely got wing damage from that, contact with Perez. We tripped up there. Perez almost went to the gravel. We went into the gravel there, over pushing the car. We're trying to block them. I'll have to see what happens.
Okay, careful with the overtakes. That was a bit risky. Could have received a penalty.
Damage between us and Perez. So we brake checked him on purpose. I hate to admit that, but
We're approaching the pit window. If you're going to be on mediums.
but we've got a 3-second gap on Bottas, so I think we are going to
Our gap to the car in front is 10.1 seconds.
so we're on lap 5 out of 16. We've proven that we can stay up in the top 10. Lap 5, we're seeing P4. We've got yellow wing damage, but so far, so good. We've lost time to the top 3, but still sitting in P4 is pretty impressive. Especially with this team.
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap. Box this lap.
I know this is a weird strategy, but we are not going to come in this lap like he wants us to. Because we know how much time that Bottas Norris has lost, so we should still get a top 10. That's probably weird to say, but as long as we don't DNF, which I hope that's not the case. I'm waiting to see if the leaders come in. I know we're not going to come in, but do the leaders come in? Leclerc comes in, but Russell and Sainz stay out. Well, we know we're not going to get a podium, so that's for sure. just want the people behind us to come in. It's really all we're hoping for. We made like our first ever laps in this My Team career mode. We're sitting in the lead.
Oscar's coming in for his stop now.
But Alonso is right now sitting in the race lead. Which is, we'll cycle out to the race lead. So Alonso, who's looking for another race win, may possibly get it. So we're going to come pit road this time.
Stay out on track. Stay out. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Don't know why he said pit box is full, but it says right now we're going to come out on track in P6. So, I mean, obviously we want to get a P4, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But Alonso, Gasly, Sainz will be your top three once we come in. Once the cycle's out. Like I mentioned, our goal today was just to score points. We did that in the sprint race. We got 1 point. But now it's time to focus on this pit stop. This team has to have a stellar sophomore for us to stay in the top 10 here. I know we didn't put the wing thing on, but we purposely did that.
We had an issue removing the left rear wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put it behind us and finish.
And there you go. You just saw an issue. Not good for the team, but we may actually cycle out ahead in front of Verstappen. It does not look like it. I think Verstappen's going to pass us. Or no, that was actually Perez. So Perez is going to pass us. But we remain in front of Norris and Bottas. So we are still sitting top 10. We're sitting P7 with 8 laps to go. Even though we have a yellow wing. Had we a box for the yellow wing as well, we wouldn't be in the top 10. So that's now the question is, can we hold on to a top 10 before this race gets over? Be our first career top 10 if we did get the top 10 here. Because Norris is closing the gap here, but and on your pylon, I think it shows Alonso still in first, right? But Sainz has moved up into the second position, I believe. So it's not over. Sainz can still win this thing. Alonso may actually get up his first podium in a while. So it's been a long time since Alonso has got the podium. So this will be huge for Alpine. Alonso gets the podium. Norris is still right there, but he hasn't closed up to us yet. And Gasly is coming into pit road. Could this be an extra spot, maybe? We may get some extra spots here. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but we may actually come up into a P4 or no P5. So Alonso actually is not going to get a podium. I really don't know why they came in. But I do believe, actually, though, I think they started on the mediums. So, we're sitting 1.7 seconds ahead of Lando Norris. And P5, like I mentioned, we haven't got a top 10 in this My Team career mode yet, so this would be huge. I'd love to at least get one win this season. Because like I mentioned, we're only doing one season of this My Team career mode, but I'd say in the new game, though, we are going to do more than one season. So the new F1 2023 game, once it comes out later this year, but only one season of this F1 22 career mode. And we've only got 4 laps to go. See, we run off track. That's not what we want to see. They managed that gap well, but so both Ferraris in the top 3. Russell has split the middle of them in second. The Sainz is going to win this race, it looks like. I wouldn't say that we've pulled away from Norris. I mean, we can still come back and finish 5th. But I'd say unless we make another mistake, I think we're going to finish ahead of Hamilton for sure. Leclerc just passed Russell for P2, so now Russell's sitting in P3. Only 3 laps to go in this Grand Prix. We're still holding on to a top 5 spot. This will be, I think, like 10 points if we hang on to this spot right here. For a car like this, this is just huge. Huge point stay for this race team. As long as we don't get any penalties, we should get a good amount of points here. This will be our first point scored in this My Team career mode, so this will be huge. We're focusing on getting a win or a podium this season to finish out our only season of this My Team career mode. But it's not over for P5 because Norris has closed the gap. He's within 2nd. But we're still maintaining good ground with yellow wing damage. I mean, I'd say we probably pulled away with Norris with no wing damage. The leaders are coming up with 2 laps to go. But I think we're going to aggressively fight Norris for this P5 because we need as much points as we can get. We're not going to win the championship, I know that, but we do have a chance of scoring a win or a podium later in the season. So we get 2 to go. Russell is still hanging on to Leclerc though for second. So the battle's not over for second, but Perez is for sure going to get fourth, but it's not over between me and Lando Norris. If we get side to side, that will bring Hamilton in the fight for P5. So we don't want to get side to side. Because Hamilton, I wouldn't say is closing, but if we're not side to side, then he won't get a P5 here. And Sainz, Leclerc, Russell, they're on the final lap, as well as it's going to be Perez as well coming to the final lap. But Norris is within DRS range. He could easily close this gap. Final lap of the race. And you see he's on our back bumper, but we're not going to give him any room because we know that this is for more points. You see how hard Norris is trying for his P5, but we're not going to let him take it. Sainz will win the race. Leclerc in P2, Russell P3, Perez P4, and we're going to come in a top 5 finish, P5 for this racing team. We have built a fast race car today, and we have got a P5. Let's watch celebrations.
Honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible...
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
And that was the race.
So let's review the updated driver standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Difficult call, but I'd like to say Esteban Ocon. He's just so gifted at getting the most out of his tyres, and he showed that today.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari take the lead at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from the owner drivers team this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Okay, coffee. So the standings, look at them. So Leclerc is leader by 5 points. To George Russell, 5 points out from Leclerc. And third is Perez, 18 points out. Sainz, 35 points out. Max Verstappen, 44. Lewis Hamilton, 45. Fernando Alonso, 53. Esteban Ocon, 57. Ricardo, 61. Pierre Gasly, 61. Lando Norris, 61. We're 66 points behind, even with that top 5 finish. Guanyu Zhou, 71 points behind. Yuki Tsunoda, 71 points behind. Valtteri Bottas, 72 points behind. Kevin Magnussen, 73 points behind. Mick Schumacher, 74 points behind. Sebastian Vettel, 76 points behind. Oscar Piastri, our teammate, 77 points behind with no points whatsoever. Hopefully he could score 1 point this season. I'm hoping that he can. Lance Stroll with no points as well, 77 behind. Alexander Albon, no points. Latifi, no points. And just like Lance Stroll and Piastri, they are 77 points behind. So, as of right now, it's a 3-way battle between Leclerc, George Russell, and Sergio Perez. So 3 different teams for the championship as of now. With Sainz, Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, I don't suspect they're out of this. They can sneak their way back in. So, constructors, we have passed Alfa Romeo, Haas, Aston Martin, Williams. So, our goal this season was to do just that, and so far we have achieved that. And we also have the chance of getting AlphaTauri. Ferrari in the lead by 15 points. Mercedes in second, constructors. Red Bull out by 27 constructors, so they're not out of this. Alpine 75. I'd say the best Alpine can come in is P4. I don't think they'll top off Red Bull or Mercedes. McLaren, 87 points behind Ferrari. AlphaTauri, 97 points behind. Our team, JR Motorsports, 108 points behind. Alfa Romeo, they are 108 points behind, so that we're tied with Alfa Romeo as of right now. Haas 112 points behind with only 7 points. Aston Martin with 118 points behind and only 1 point for them. Williams has none and they're 119 behind. So, pretty interesting race. But I think that will be all from us. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't know when that will be. I'd say probably next week. Hopefully if I can get it in. But hope you guys have a good day. See you guys in the next one. Peace.